Okay, chapter 2, Finding Love Later in Life, a 12-day roadmap to securing lasting companionship by LaManna, the Bumble Guy. Okay, I went through the first 2 pages. We're on page 3. As I mentioned, I'm just reading it off, and hopefully we'll have this online pretty soon where you can just download it. For a short amount of time, it's going to be free. It's a free offering. And then my marketing team will probably put it on my my e-commerce store. So let's get into it. We're into page 3, the 2-year due diligence. The 12-day rule protects your time and energy, while the 2-year phase safeguards your long-term future together. They create a clear path from early screening to exclusivity to lasting clarity. Now, as I mentioned in my opening video about this, I spent months on this and years of experience of dating, marriages, love, lust, and litigation. And listening to my friends, I had my therapist look at it. I had my female friends look at it. And of course, it's business-like. It's very strategic. But it's for you to thrive and for me to thrive. It's very hard to pick the right horse. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it's on both sides, men and women. And we all know when you're 50, 60, 70 in the dating world, come on. Let's talk about that. So let's not make any more mistakes. The 2-year due diligence phase exists because the first-year relationship often shows only the best behavior. It usually takes 2 full years, 2 holidays, 2 birthdays, and 2 cycles of family events to reveal real patterns and behaviors. During this time, focus on consistent actions over promises. Anyone can say the right things. True character shows up in how they live day to day. Just like with the 12-day rule, this is not an all or nothing commitment. You can reevaluate at any point, especially if you notice red flags, such as pressure to marry quickly, move in, or share money before you're ready. The goal isn't to drag your feet, it's to safeguard your future. Now, we all have stories of friends and ourselves that we did something stupid, right? Due to lust, due to sex, due to something, or the fear of no money, or insolvency, or whatever, no job, no purpose in life. And then blended families. Let's not go there, okay? We don't need that in our 50s, 60s, and 70s, do we? All right. 2 years may sound like a long time, but it's far shorter than the recovery time from the wrong long-term commitment. By the end of this phase, you should have clarity on whether this person truly fits your life, family, and values, or whether it's time to walk away before deeper entanglements form. Good words, Anna. That's my marketing person. Why 2 years? The first year, together often just gives you someone's highlight reel. Correct? Yeah. You always look good those first year to 2 years. It usually takes 2 full years to see how a person truly shows up in everyday life. Consistent actions over promises. Words are easy, but actions never lie. Pay attention to patterns of behavior, not grand statements. Reliability, not charm, is the real measure of character. And don't forget, as we get older, times change. People die, people get sick. Oh my God. I got stories. It's actually sad. I mean, I know I'm on the Bumble Guy and I'm going left 90% of the time. Okay? Very few people say I'm interested in rock. Why? Because in my profile, I say, listen, it's got to be local, it's got to be 55 and older, etc., etc. You know what I mean? Because I'm not looking for a long-term marriage or a long-term relationship unless we go through the criteria. And if nobody wants to go through the criteria, I've been in business for 50 years. I know what a business plan is. Business plans are minimum. Startups are 5 years. And then if you beyond 5 years, there's growth strategies, there's, a personal and career and all that stuff. You're raising kids at the same time and grandchildren and all this. That's where we're at. That's the stage that we're at. We don't need any drama or interference or disruption because of a relationship that's got problems. Okay. Checkpoints along the way. This isn't a blind commitment. Just like the 12-day rule, you can pause or step back whenever something feels wrong. Pressure to rush into marriage, move in, or mix finances too soon is a signal to slow down. I got a buddy right now going through a year and a half, got sick. He's in his mid-70s, she's early 60s. And they started talking about moving in together, a ring at $50,000, a prenup that they went through. And then I was invited to the wedding, and then when he told me that he wasn't really attracted to her, however, she's got a rocking body and she could take care of me and all that, I decided not to go to the wedding because I know it's all bullshit. And where did he meet her? On Match. She's Korean, has a special needs son that's in some type of institution being cared for. This guy's been no kids, hasn't been married for over 50 years. And I'm thinking, I can't go support. And I'm not saying I don't agree. I'm just saying that I'd rather spend time with people that love each other. My energy at my age and my travel time and all these other things, I'd rather spend with my grandkids and my kids and my brothers and sisters. And my dad's still alive at 100. Okay? So, and that's perfect because now we're talking about protecting your time. 2 years isn't about stalling. It's about protecting your peace. A little patience now saves years of pain later if the relationship turns out to be wrong. Remember? Lust, love, and litigation. That's my experience. The benefit. By the end of 2 years, you'll know if this person aligns with your values, fits with your family, and belongs in your future, or if it's wiser to walk away before deeper commitments are made. And an example, I'll be 72. Let's say I start dating somebody at 72. Even if it's a year and a half, 2 years or whatever, that's 74. 74. And I'm active now. I don't know what's going to happen to my health. And what about their side? And what about the family that says, rock sucks, stay away from them? There's all that shit too going on. You see, what we call blended families. So the best thing to do is just keep it cool. Relax, spend some time together, go to concerts, go to, in my case, I bowl. I used to golf. I love sports. It's time to share with each other. Like I thought I had my second marriage. It didn't work. She was Colombian, first generation immigrant. And I get it. She loved her family more than she loved me. The problem is she wanted me to pay for the family. I was James Bond in that family. Not good, man. Okay, that was page 3. Okay. Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, that was page 3. Okay. All right, now. Okay. All right. So, the rule of 3. Now listen, this here, Anna, my marketer, put this together. I had my core standards, what I expect, but she kind of reshaped this and made it sound even better. From a woman's point of view, I think it's good. And as I mentioned, I had a therapist overlook at a male therapist. And, I don't know if this is too demanding. It's just that, hey, these are deal breakers, you see? But you got to look at them. Okay. Page 4 of, I thought it was 6 pages, but it's 5 pages. Okay? Oh, that's why I saw it on the PDF 6 pages, because of the cover. Okay, I'm sorry. The Rule of 3. The Rule of 3 is a simple decision-making tool designed to keep you from wasting time in the wrong relationship. It works by applying your list of core standards as a filter. Now, I haven't told you about my core standards yet, but you're going to have your own too. But these are just ideas what to consider to be safe, okay? Now, I have 4, 7, 8. I got 16 core standards that I'm going to read to you. But here's how she positioned it. If of the 16 core standards that I propose, if my partner, friend, fiance, we're not there yet, but I'm just saying, fails more than 2 over these 2 years, if you fail more than 2, I walk away, or you walk away. Okay? Now, if of the 16, you fall in the middle, so let's say 8 to 16 of them are worthwhile in those 2 years of dating. Okay. And you keep talking. You keep it casual and you have fun, or you cut ties and seek someone better suited for the long term. Make sense? Okay. Let's say all 16, and let's say a high percent, 80%. Let's go to 20%. 80% pass, it's worth pursuing. Keep it going. And I'll talk to you a little bit about what they are. Now, the purposes of the Rule of 3 is to prevent you from ignoring red flags or getting swept up in chemistry or sex while overlooking deal breakers. It gives you a clear objective checkpoint to balance out your emotions, so you can see whether the relationship is really aligned with your values and your combined future. That's what happened in my second marriage. I was so purpose-driven, she had no clue, and she had no purpose, no job, it was all, let's call it security or materialistic, and I wasn't interested in that, because I've achieved in 50 years of my career, in a way, everything I wanted to shoot for, my goals. Now, let's talk about my core standards, and they might be consistent with you. Okay, consistency of action. You follow through on your promises. I say I'm going to pick you up at 2 o'clock in this afternoon or whatever it is, I keep my promise. If I say I'm going to go see a birthday party, we're going to go together at a birthday party, you show up, okay? Emotional honesty and transparency. No secrets, no hidden lies, no hidden lives and lies. Okay? I lived through that too. A lot of lies, a lot of secrets. But how do you know, right? I should have listened more. Financial independence. Stand on your own. You share, but you don't bankroll. I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to enjoy. I've done it. I provided all my life. I'm old school. I never asked anybody for anything. But if you have your own finances, you have your own family and kids and stuff, you take care of your own. You see? And people at work usually have Social Security in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and Medicare. They take care of themselves, all right? The availability to date. They must be single, officially divorced, or widowed. No entanglements, People will say, Oh, I'm close to being divorced. Some of them say, yeah, I'm divorced, but they're actually not. I went through that with a woman I was dating. She wasn't officially divorced. And I should have known. And there was a problem, man. There was visitation problems with the kids and everything else. It was fucking crazy. Affection and intimacy. It's got to be healthy. It's got to be balanced. And it's got to be mutual, you know? I mean, if you're not intimate with your partner, and I'm going to be honest, I was more intimate with everyone else but my first two wives. My brother will laugh. Which one? My wife. Which one? My two wives. Oh my God. Openness to growth. Willing to face past pain and seek support. In other words, get help. Get a therapist. You're grieving. You're still in the middle of a fucking divorce. You're not ready, man. But be honest. Faith and values. Respect each other's beliefs. Everyone's got some type of religion, or if you're an atheist, really, well, that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But I'm Roman Catholic, and I have a belief in God, in my God. Now, that's different than in the church. It's my belief. I was brought up Catholic in the Ten Commandments. Okay? Respect for children and healthy family ties. That's the family priority. I'm expecting the person that I date has a great relationship with their family and their kids. They're not estranged, or I didn't like my mom and dad, or my kids are not good people, or, you know, I don't want to hear negativity, you know? Yeah, we can judge. You know, you could say your in-laws are this and that, but don't make a mess of it. Stay out of their business, man. You know, that's how I look at it. We got our own issues. Age and life stage alignment. Realistic expectations about timing and future. If the timing's bad, it's bad. Your future is, what's my future? 10 years from now, I'm in my 80s. 15 years, close to 90. My dad's 100. Will I live to 100? I don't know. My mother passed away at 94. In a way, healthy. Her body just gave out after 11 children. Purpose and contribution. You're driven by meaningful work, service, or passion. You have something besides dating rock, or me dating you, or whatever. Okay? Integrity. Okay, here's a good one. No cheating, lies, or double lives, including your past. I don't want to date somebody that's cheated. Okay? I know who's cheated on me, and I've never gone back. And is it true that cheaters cheat? Continue to cheat? Always cheat? I don't know. I've never cheated. Is it tempting? Sure, it's tempting. You know? Because then you know you can get out of it. But I'm not going to do that. I still believe in the Ten Commandments. You know? Low drama, high stability. Peace over chaos. Now, I will not try to bring in my drama into your life, and that's what I'm hoping for you. Now, could I solve my own problems? I think I'm pretty good at it in my 70s. And am I stable? I think so. Doesn't mean I'm going to go crazy. You know, depends on what God gives me, right? But I'm expecting somebody that's being stable. Don't bring your fucking problems to me. You know? My uncle, one of my mentors, Uncle Frank, said to me, I was bitching to Mona about a problem, and he goes, is it your problem? I said, well, no. Forget about it. It's not your problem. And it's true. Health. No untreated STDs, substance abuse, or reckless habits. I dated a woman, and I was interested in her I think I was in my 30s or my 40s. And we went out a few times, and she told me she had herpes. I fucking called my doctor. Well, what happened was we were at the state fair in Minnesota, and her purse dropped or whatever, and her there was some condoms in her purse that popped out. And I thought, wow, this is aggressive, because I was divorced and just kind of dating, after my divorce. And that scared me. So I called my doctor and I says, hey, first of all, what are herpes and how do you get them, and so on and so on. And my understanding is you never lose them. You got to take some type of medication. So I said, well, what's my option? Because your option is you're safe, but use a condom or break it off with her. And you won't have that problem or thought. And the only thing was thank God they were the condoms were considered large or extra large, I recall. And I broke it off with her. But I didn't have the guts to tell her. I just said it wasn't going anywhere. And we became friends later on, but I always had that in the back of my mind, that I couldn't go back just because of that. You know what I mean? And you know what? She was a good catch, too. A good catch. She would have met most of these core standards. Responsibility. No DUIs in your past, no legal issues in your past, ongoing destructive behavior, which my second wife had, all this shit. No DUIs, but legal issues, lawsuits, foreclosures, bankruptcies, all that shit. That's why I put this shit on here. Okay? Open conversation. Here's another one that I talk about on my YouTubes. You're willing to talk about religion. If you're Jewish, no problem. If you're atheist, I don't care. We're not getting married today or tomorrow. It's your beliefs. Politics. Yes, I'm conservative. What's the big fucking deal? You're liberal? I don't care. But if you get crazy about it, yeah, we probably won't get through the 2-year gig. Maybe not even a 12-year or 12-day. Finance, politics and finances. Finances. Yeah, I'm going to ask you, what your parents do? Were they entrepreneurs? Were they USPS? Were they blue-collar millionaires? Were they millionaires? Do they need help? Am I marrying the family that needs Social Security up and above? They need food. They need home improvements that I'd have to pay for. Just be honest. And why I learned all this in my marriages. Clean break clause. We're going to have a clean break clause. If it ends, there's no money owed, no strings attached. That's what you call mature. Mature. All right, the last back page. Okay, let's get into it. Let me, my finger's starting to hurt here. I just use an iPhone. Sitting in the car. Okay, here's the back page, the fine print. Long-term legal and legacy considerations. When love comes later in life, protecting your legal and financial foundation is just as important as nurturing your emotional one. Wow. Thank you, Anna. This is better than a lawyer. This is the fine print that nobody wants to talk about. That's why you won't get through the 12 days, or you get through the 12 days. If marriage is ever on the table, a prenuptial agreement should be automatic. When you're in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, it should be automatic, because by then you have established, you got at least a 20 to 25 year career. You did something in those 20, 25 years. Not as a sign of a mistrust, but as a safeguard for both partners. A prenup sets clear expectations, avoids future disputes, and ensures that each person's financial independence is respected. It is a practical tool that protects the assets and security you've worked a lifetime to build. That includes me and you. And if you gained your financial independence through a divorce, okay, it's not a problem. Or your parents had money and you're going to get a trust financial inheritance? No problem. It's all yours. I don't care. You do what you want. I knew a guy that had a life insurance, a woman that had life insurance. It was a blended family. And when the beneficiary came up, this guy married this woman for the life insurance. And what happened was the person died that was insured. And so it was only $100,000 on top of it. The $100,000 came up. Guess what? There was a dispute between the husband and wife for the $100,000. So what the fuck did they marry for? The $100,000 life insurance? Are you shitting me? And the woman who gained the beneficiary of the $100,000 said, no, I'm giving it to my kids. Boom. Divorce. Yeah. Fucked up, man. What's $100,000? That's a part-time family law attorney. That's why I don't believe in attorneys and family law. Figure out your shit first. Forget the fucking attorneys. Okay? All right. Estate planning is equally critical. Your will, trust, and legacy arrangements for children and grandchildren must remain intact, regardless of a new relationship. A partner entering your life at this stage needs to respect the fact that your legacy has already been built and secured for the next generation. Next generations. It's not only your kids, now it's and your grandchildren. This should be acknowledged and accepted up front, so there are no surprises or conflicts later. Protecting your legacy doesn't diminish the relationship. It strengthens it by creating clarity, peace of mind, and fairness for everyone involved. Now, the reason why I know that is because my second marriage, I had a prenup. And it was agreed upon by my ex-wife, my second ex-wife. We had no children, nothing like that. And she contested it when I asked for a divorce. I thought it was all set. Okay, no problem. Here's your assets. Here's my assets. Everything's done. No. State of Florida says, no, everything stopped. You're in the system. Fuck. I couldn't go. I couldn't go to court because it was too much of a risk. Because I was the breadwinner. And my fault was I didn't let anybody know. I was ashamed that I got married and I had a prenup. And here at the end of the day, it could have saved me if I had witnesses before then. We had two different attorneys. I could go through the logistics of the documentation and the valid documents. They don't give a shit. They just threw it out and they just played games, wasted all our time, and billed us for it. Yeah. So I highly recommend a prenup, even first marriages. A lot of people say no. But today, there's so much money involved with the parents and the grandparents, weddings and all this other shit. Man, it's just terrible, man. And it's so expensive. Not only to get married, but it's a contract. And it's with the state. It has nothing to do with the church. Like me, I was married in the Catholic Church. Both of them, because I had annulments that I had to petition for. It's crazy. So it's just something that you should be aware of. Now, any partner worth your time will understand these protections and have no hesitation in accepting them. Someone truly aligned with your future will respect both a prenup and your estate plan, recognizing that they safeguard not only your legacy, but also the fairness and stability of the relationship itself. Very good, Anna. My words would say, hey, that's just the way it is. You got yours, I got mine. It's easy to say, but everything's got to be documented today, man. Everything. And it's got to be witnessed. It's got to be signed off. Yeah, notarized. It's big time shit, man. Serious shit. We're not even talking about celibacy or what's the other one? Cohabitation. My second marriage with my Catholic wife, who I was fooled by, we committed to celibacy and cohabitation at a certain position. Why? Because I was trying to show my adult children that I still live within the Catholic Church. Fucking mistake, man. Fucking mistake. But I don't think I would live with anybody anymore. No, we're just going to be friends to the point where there's no problem with loving each other. But you never know what happens. You never know. But this is just kind of a guideline, how I'm thinking today. But I'll tell you, I'm doing left. Bumble Guy is like this. And I'm putting a lot of this in my profile. Nobody's even fucking reading my profile. I'm saying, listen, I want somebody local. You got to be 55 and up. I'm getting people that, they don't read your profile. I read the profile. And they got to be less than 50 miles from me. Yeah. 50 miles is a lot to me. Okay? Now, closing thoughts. This road map is not therapy. I know what you're going to say. Rock, you need therapy. Let me start over. This roadmap is not therapy. It's strategy. The phases outlined are designed to help you date with clarity, confidence, and peace of mind. Together, they create a system that protects your time and your heart, filters out mismatches early, and helps you focus on finding a relationship that brings stability, joy, and real companionship. My approach gives you a proven path. Test carefully, set boundaries, choose wisely, and protect what you've built. You deserve a partner who respects your standards, honors your legacy, and brings peace instead of chaos. As you step into this journey, know that love at this stage of life is not about settling. It's about thriving. May you move ahead with clarity, courage, and discover the lasting companionship you're looking for. Rock. I'm going to add the Bumble Guy. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. It's well thought out. We spent time on it. Anna worded it really well. I used AI a lot. She went with her and her sisters and her female friends. I used it on my therapist. What do you think? And I think it's good. It's titled Finding Love Later in Life, a 12-day roadmap to securing lasting companionship. I hope you like it. I made a couple chapters here. They're both long videos. They'll put them together, put some shorts together, and then Anna will get this on my channel that you could just download it, take a peek at it. I hope you like it. And, question it. Question it. I'm sure it's going to touch upon everybody in their 50s, 60s, and 70s about what's what and what's right and what's integrity. I'd love to meet somebody that's got high standards. Yeah, you heard it. High standards. Okay, this is Rock. The goal here is keep your promises. And, just take the high road, man. Take the high road. And as I mentioned, my grandkids and my kids about life, you got to finish strong. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to finish strong and keep as happy as I am today. And why am I happy? I'm happy because I got my house in order. And I'm healthy. And that's very important. Very important. I don't really have what I would call regrets. I got lessons learned, and I'm really serious about transitioning from retirement because I'm a go-go guy, man. And for 50 years, I've been rocking it. And now I'm on YouTube, and a lot of my YouTube is that my grandkids see what I went through. And then I could share with them. Now, I do have a memoir And I have a second book coming out too. So my story's out there. I have nothing to hide. I even trademarked my name, Rock LaManna. So check me out. I'll talk to you soon. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon.